What's up, York? So, I didn't actually rehearse or polish my story tonight. I would actually prefer that you hear it the way it happened to me. A little raw, a little painful, totally unprepared, and sometimes funny, I hope. But this is a true story. I turned Puerto Rican at the age of 26, and I don't recommend it. Not the Puerto Rican part, the trying to do it at 26. Sort of like gymnastics, dude, it's just too late to start. You don't know how. It's not enough to eat the food. It's not enough to speak Spanish. It's not enough to go to a couple pride parades or to state that someday you intend to go to Puerto Rico and discover your roots. It just doesn't work. 26 is too late. But I turned Puerto Rican at the age of 26, standing in the lobby of the Crowne Plaza Hotel in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, on a very hot July day. And I turned Puerto Rican as I was walking into that lobby. The rest of me hadn't really caught on yet, but my hair was on board, just frizzed out to here. And I was looking for a man. I was looking for a man who might look like me. Maybe with my eyes, maybe with my smile, and maybe I would just know him, because when you look at someone like that, you just think, I will know. This is all of my chromosomes coming together, and now I'm going to see this person in this lobby of the Crowne Plaza Hotel, and I'm about to turn Puerto Rican at the age of 26. But let me back up, because I've been on this journey before. When I was 18, I went looking for my biological father. Don't get me wrong, I've had father figures. I've been loved. It's not like I haven't. But for me, there was just something that wouldn't quiet down. Maybe we all have that. That search where we just need to know who we really are and where we really came from, so we could figure out where the heck we're going. And I was there at the age of 18. And my search took me to Mobile, Alabama. I'm going to summarize that by saying culturally informative, but not biologically relevant. Yeah. So here I am. It's the summer of my 26th year, and my biological mother, from whom I've been estranged for quite some time, is on the phone with me. And she's on the phone with me because I was working by myself in a warehouse, and a strange voice told me to call my mother. Literally. I was listening to music and something said, "Call your mom." And I ignored it like people should. And a little while later, I swear to you, something said to me, "Call your mom." And so I did, because really, twice, come on. But it was really late, and my mom, for once, was in a talkative mood, and we never had a functional dialogue, and it was really strange. It was like talking to somebody else. She was interested in how I was doing and wanted to get to know the things that were going on in my life, and I told her that I'd been traveling to South America for work, and my Spanish was great, and I just loved it, and she said, "Would it surprise you if it was actually part of you?" And I was like, fuck yeah, because that's not what you've been saying for 25 years. And so Mom shared a little story with me that related back to 1976, the good old bicentennial year, and a lake and a guy and a thing, and it was the times don't judge. Anyway, so I called a few details from that conversation, hung up with my mom, and had a very restless night sleeping. And the next day I got up and started a search, which, thanks to the age of the internet, was much shorter and easier. And I started with a military base in New York, and I talked to a police officer from Oregon, and then I talked to a man who worked on a construction site in California who connected me with a security guard in Connecticut who had some real information, who sent me to a guy in New Jersey who gave me some information about a man in New York. And I sent him an email with this story. And I just said, the thing is, I don't need anything. I'm 26 years old. I know who I am. I know what I'm about. I just thought that somebody out there might like to be my dad. And I'm sending this to you. So the guy in New York wasn't my father, but he, but he knew a guy who used to live in the house that he lived in, and it turns out that it was that man waiting for me in the lobby of the Crown Plaza at Harrisburg. We started an 8-year relationship in which things were alternately very good and dreamlike and fairy tale and got progressively more difficult. And this is why I can't recommend trying this at 26 years of age, because it's just a little too late to really get on board. We eventually had the ultimate falling out, which is what happens when you run up against someone who's exactly like you, even though you've never been raised by that person. We ran into each other and collided. And we're now estranged. And here I am, back where I started, without a father, but older and wiser, and I know how to be loved and how I want to be loved and not settle for less. And I think that might be the most Puerto Rican thing I ever managed to do.